Hello everybody and welcome to taking a break from Trantor to come over back to Tom Hanks for a little bit of, well, I guess you could call it a nostalgia tour, even though we, it hasn't been like 10 years since we've been here. It's only been, I don't know, 6 months. Still, it's been a while. And I felt like playing SimCity, but I didn't really feel like working on new Trantor as much as I still am interested in seeing that through. What we're going to do instead today is turn this nice little rural area into sort of a suburban type area. So basically on this side of the highway I just want to build low and maybe a little bit of medium density. Generally, I just want to fill out the rest of the areas here. Lol. This and maybe put a few things here, but yeah, I know. And this is probably the most unused station ever. Yeah, I didn't think that anyone would be using that, or this for that matter. Could they even use that? I mean, some people are using that, but there's no real reason for this monorail line to exist at all, but, you know, if you want to get into problems of existence, like why does anything exist? You know, why are we here? You could have an entire existential crisis that stems from the existence of this monorail. So for the interest of your sanity and mine, we are not going to go into those existential problems today. You're just going to have to solve those on your own time. But the point of this whole spiel is, do not question the monorail. So now that we've got that established, how y'all doing today? I'm from the south suddenly. And as much as I said I'm working on that area, I'm actually doing this here for some reason. Oh, whatever. But, I'm sure that if you are watching this, chances are pretty good that you have seen my SimCity 2013 review, which I am actually very happy about. And I apologize not at all for the number of swears in there. In fact, it could be argued that the number of swears in that video was insufficient to convey my anger at that game. Yes, I just, the story behind that video is not too much of an exciting one, but basically, Dwyron has recently made his own review of the game, and the whole time he was making it, he was telling me like, oh, people are going to hate this, I'm going to get so many dislikes. And then I watch it, and it's the most tame, review that you could make for such a game. It just tried so hard not to offend anybody, and I was like, well, this can't be. So I decided to go in the other direction entirely and make a review in the style of the Angry Video Game Nerd. And if you don't know who he is, you need to GTFO just for a short while and watch like all of his videos and then come back. It's okay, I'll still be here. So I made that review, and so far most people have agreed with me, as they rightfully should, because I'm right. Always right. I want to make a station there because stations are never on evil land and it's going to just be a big mess. So we're just going to finish this tunnel and then get back to the area that we intended to start on today. Oh god. What problems are we going to be encountering today? Can't destroy that without destroying the Yeah, Screw you. We will fix you. This should be okay. Whoa. Am I on the right track? I was worried that I might have clicked on the what's it called instead? The elevated rail. Yeah, this monorail is a derp and has no reason to exist. If we want to talk about existential crises, this monorail has the mother of them all. I mean, there is no reason for it to be here on this, on this beautiful green earth, but it's there. So, we are going to be going back here to this intersection that is sat like this. Oh man, one thing I like to do is just, sometimes I really do just like to travel around my cities, just looking around, seeing everything, and, just enjoying looking at where the roads go and all that stuff. It's kind of relaxing. So we're going to make a little bit of stuff here. Just generally keep it low tech or low density, I guess. Yeah, no avenues are needed over here, strictly speaking, because we are going to have a low density area. We will have some medium density here. Whoa, hello. Aren't you annoying? There we go. But yeah, I thought a nice little suburban area. I mean, one thing that Tom Hanks really needs is for the various areas to be connected, or the gaps to be placed in there. What's that? Well, we don't need to worry about you having a garage anymore, because we are replacing your entire field with suburbs. Oh, how delicious. Alright. Yes, a lot of clicking and dragging going on. Oh yeah, and it's time to continue these highways too. Now for this highway, this is going to be relatively simple. It's just going to straighten out across the river. And this is going to connect to the whatever city ends up being built over here. Something like that. We could have that. A lot of things, but we are going to have that. Okay, so drag that. You're going to have to fix that. And I think this entire other bank is going to be mainly low density as well. So there you are. Enjoy your neighborhood connection. And enjoy your single set of off-ramps on this side of the island. But speaking of SimCity 2013, it's kind of funny, but after the review was over, I realized that there were things that I even didn't mention that probably deserved to be mentioned. Like the whole idea that you couldn't edit the terrain at all. When the game came out, at least, you could not edit terrain whatsoever. And, eventually they unlocked terrain editing tools. They were always there, and hackers found them, from what I understand. But they unlocked these terrain editing tools, and eventually the game developers unlocked them themselves. So now we have them, but the thing is, you still can't edit your region. You still can't create regions like you do in this game. And that is something that I did not even mention in my review. Shame on me. I was giving the game too much credit. I didn't mention one of its many flaws. Although, to be fair to me, there are quite an awful lot of flaws to remember. So, I could be forgiven for forgetting 1 or 10 in light of everything else wrong with that game. I mean, yeah, it is rage-inducing. Like, there's a reason why I called it the Phantom Menace, or the Star Wars prequels of gaming. Not just because they're two things I don't like. It's because they are two things in particular that took something beloved from my childhood that just gave me all sorts of enjoyment and turned it into something that was a mockery. So that's why I made that comparison. I mean, for Star Wars, when I was a kid, I loved Star Wars so much. It was probably, apart from Back to the Future, it was probably my favorite movie series when I was a young lad. Just the original trilogy of Star Wars just hits everything right. Like, it's a combination. It's a classic hero story, for one thing, and it combines elements of Eastern and Western mythology, and just creates something that is really special. It's just a wonderful thing. And I mean, I could go on and on about all the ways in which Star Wars is amazing. But, a person could find that out from sources other than me, so I'm not really going to bother with that at the moment. So, episode 1 comes out. I'm 13 years old. I'm already a big Star Wars fan. I'm reading there was a series of books called Young Jedi Knights, which was about the children of Han and Leia as they went about their Jedi training. Young adult books meant for teenagers and things, and I was into that, and I think by the age of 13 I had already graduated to the Thrawn trilogy, which was basically the first books in the Star Wars expanded novel, and they were written by Timothy Zahn, who is an excellent author. I've also read his Cobra series, which is another excellent series of books. And it just sort of took the Star Wars universe and just opened it way up and built so much on what was already established in the movies. And it created this really badass character in Admiral Thrawn that is just one of the more memorable villains that I can remember reading about, because he is just one of these, very cultured, very classy kind of people. Pretty much the textbook definition of magnificent bastard. Like, you almost want to admire him in a way just because he's so brilliant and he's so cultured and he's so intelligent and he has such a way about him. Yet he is undeniably a bad person. He's undeniably a villain. Like, I remember one thing about him was he, when his assistant, the next in command to him would meet him in his study, he would often find him musing over art of various alien races, because his philosophy was, if you understand the species' art, you understand the species. And he actually, would notice, things about their art that would actually give him strategic advantages, strategic ideas of how to beat them, because he would understand their mindset. And there was this one scene where he's looking at this art from a race, and he's like, I didn't understand this art for a long time, and now I'm starting to understand this species. And his assistant was like, well, that's good because that will help in dealings with them, won't it? And he's like, well, no, it's too late. I already killed their entire planet. So that really strikes home that he is a bad guy. I mean, he committed genocide on a massive scale. So, but this is all kind of off topic because this is the expanded universe. It's not talking about the original trilogy and why it was great. I'm going to need another power plant, don't we? Can we afford nuclear? Or we have nuclear. Can we afford fusion? Alright. Oh man, look at that. Already occupied. Everything's already occupied over here. What's this? What are you? Waste energy plant. We could turn you up. Will that actually help? Yeah. What are you? Another waste energy plant. Let's turn you up too. And what the hell? We have the money to turn all you up, don't we? Well, we have a bank. We made bank. That's like a saying these days. If anyone is going to do something that's going to get them to earn a lot of money, it's like, oh man, I made bank with that sale or something. Like I never heard that saying in my life up until about a year or two ago. It's like one of these new things. But anyway, back to the whole Star Wars thing. But anyway, just the original trilogy just captured my imagination, and all the expanded universe did was to just sort of expand on it, And I really had so much enjoyment for getting deeper and deeper into Star Wars.